Hello! It's Kingdom Hearts. Let's go! And of course, we have to go through another minigame where we go blasting heartless ships all around. Since it's going to take forever, I'm going to go ahead and read up something interesting about the development of Kingdom Hearts. Let's see, I'm going to read directly from here. The initial idea for Kingdom Hearts began with a discussion between Shinji Hashimoto and Hironobu Sakaguchi about Super Mario 64. They were planning to make a game with freedom of movement in 3 dimensions like Super Mario 64, but it meant that only characters as popular as Disney's could rival a Mario game. Tetsuya Nomura, overhearing their conversations, volunteered to lead the project and the 2 producers agreed to let him direct. A chance meeting between Hashimoto and a Disney executive in the elevator, whereas Disney had previously worked in the same building in Japan, allowed Hashimoto to pitch the idea directly to Disney. The first Kingdom Hearts began development in February 20th, 2000, began development in February 200, and it was directed by Tetsuya Nomura and produced by Shinji Hashimoto. So, in essence, because of Super Mario 64, we got Kingdom Hearts. It's kind of amazing actually. And because of the coincidence that Square Enix and Disney had once worked together in Japan, in the same building, we were able to get this idea to Disney. That's quite interesting. There's also some other stuff about its development, about the early design for Sora, the character of the game. But I think I'll leave it for some other time, so that's something to talk about later on in this. Because I fear we're going to have a lot more obnoxious minigames that are going to take forever in this series. It does get a little bit better in the later games. But yeah, I'm really not sure if I'm really going to do the whole gummy ship missions, since these seem like more of a pain than they're worth. Maybe I'll do it as non-commentary video only, but I don't know, we'll see. Now at some point, I believe there will be a kind of a dickish enemy coming in soon. Yep, there we go. Now these enemies fire lasers at you! Kinda effectively as well. If you don't move out of the way, they're going to destroy you in a matter of seconds. Needless to say, you're going to be very tough to take down if you don't have lasers yourself. Because trying to face them puts you at risk of being bombarded by laser fire from them. So, yeah. You might not want to do the gummy ship missions if you have to deal with those in the future. But that doesn't matter, we are here at Halloween Town, the next world for the game. Now in a moment, we'll be running into some rather peculiar enemies. We have seen these enemies before, but as you'll notice if you try to attack them, they're not hostile. You can't attack them. And I'm just showing off, really trying to show off how it doesn't really, you can't attack them at all at this point. Yeah, something's going on here at least.
And now, Allow me to introduce the Master of Terror, the King of Nightmares, Jack Skellington! Bravo, Jack! Bravo! Those ghosts will be a big hit at this year's Halloween!
Thank you. But their movement still needs work. It's not scary enough. I want to strike bone-chilling terror. I'm going to consult the doctor.
Then I'll go attend to the decorations.
Now, it should be noted that I never watched whatever the movie is based off. I can't recall the title. Nightmare Before Christmas? Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, blah 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 blah. That must be it. Anyway, obviously you guys can go follow Jack into the doctor's laboratory.
I don't understand. Maybe the guidance system was damaged in the explosion.
Nonsense. My devices are always perfect.
Oh, I've got it! Why, of course. The Heartless need a heart. Doctor, do you think we can add a heart to that device?
Certainly. A heart's not all that complicated. Let's get to work.
I swear I heard that voice
To make a
actor
heart,
before.
first take a container with a lock.
Don't know where though.
We need the key to this thing first.
My, that was amazing! And you are...
Sora.
Well done, Sora. I'd like you to be a part of this year's Halloween.
What's this Heartless doing here?
Oh, the Heartless came to town just recently. What's frustrating is I can't get them to dance with me. So, the doctor and I are trying to improve the guidance system. He's quite a genius. Okay, Doctor, let's continue. The ingredients for a heart. Pulse. Emotion.
Terror?
Ugh.
Hope and despair. Mix them all together, and we have a heart.
Maybe we're missing some ingredients. Let's try adding memory. Sally? Sally! Good-for-nothing girl. Don't know why I bothered creating her. Sally's got the memory we need. See if you can track her down.
No problem. Sora, would you like to come along?
Sure.
Now, as usual, when you get a Disney character besides Donald Goofy to join your party, have them join your party. And don't do like what I do and have Donald in your party. Always have Goofy. He's
Jack,
always better than
Jack,
Donald.
We have a major crisis. The Heartless are completely out of control. We can't stop them.
Maybe our experiment triggered something. Everything will be fine, Mayor. You have nothing to worry about.
And unsurprisingly, your Heartless now running amok around town. So now we have to deal with combat. Fortunately, we're not underwater, so we don't have to deal with awkward controls and anymore. Not unless we go back there. Ugh.
Come on, fellas, let's go!
Now, a thing I'm gonna do from now on forward is just cut down a bit more combat out of the video. I just want to show off the areas as much as possible, but I won't be keeping all of the combat in the videos. Hoping to make the videos a bit more interesting and maybe clear the worlds a bit faster, because let's face it, watching me grind up enemies all day is not exactly fun. I think at this point I'm more or less taking care of all the enemies, except these guys. You also get to see the new Keyblade in effect now, which really isn't really fitting for this world, but oh well. Now here you do just clear out of the hordes of Heartless in this room in order to proceed, which is not really that difficult. I think in a moment though we will be getting a new type of enemy. Let me just get some notes. That's not the new enemy, that's the old one we still know and love. There we go, those are White Knights. And I'm guessing they're basically like soldiers. Oh yeah, we also got the ability Second Chance. Second Chance makes it a sword to survive a single hit for as long as he has more than 1 HP. This is an essential ability. You want to equip it as soon as possible.
Zero, have you seen Sally anywhere?
Is something wrong, Jack?
No, everything's going great. We're going to have the best Halloween ever. All we need now is your memory.
Memory? You mean this? Jack, I have a bad feeling about this. Why don't you try something else? There's still time.
Nothing could beat what I've got planned. Once we give the Heartless a heart, they'll dance just as I envision it. Trust me, you're going to love it.
Anyway, so the White Knights, they're akin to soldiers, move around a lot, and they're pretty tough if you're not careful. White Knights also like to jump around a lot, which is kind of obnoxious. But nothing we can't handle.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I sure did. A heart. What should we do?
Gosh, you really are stupid. Isn't it obvious? Tell Oogie Boogie.
Well, I'm sure they're gonna be delightful in the future. Now this is kind of tedious because the game doesn't really tell you where you need to go.
A heart. That Bonehead Jack is really making a heart. I'll be jiggered. That works for me. Ooh, when I get my hands on that... Well, I've got no hands, but I'm still gonna nab that heart and control the Heartless.
Yeah, so like I was saying, the game doesn't really tell you where you need to go. Alright, also finding some treasures here around here. There's not a lot in the main town. Here's another thing actually you can get a reward for. If you pull this bell 3 times in a row, which takes quite a while because the animation is quite lengthy, but you get a free elixir for it. This Considering how rare elixirs are, it's definitely worth it. And then we have to go back to the little graveyard here, examine the coffin, and we get to into this area. And there's the mayor. And a bunch of coffins, which will allow us to play a minigame of sorts. And it's basically a Simon Says minigame. It's a pretty straightforward one as well. So you want to position yourself in a place where you can see all the graves. Miss one and you might not be able to figure out which one you need to. I think if you mess up, it blows up in your face, and Jack is having some issues. But anyway.
There you go. This time it's sure to work.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Ah, we lost them.
Zero! After them, quick!
Oh yeah, and here's some even more new enemies. These guys are the gargoyles. And they're basically like air soldiers combined with those ghost guys. They ever happen disappearing once in a while and like to position them in areas where you can't reach them with your melee attacks, forcing you to use magic attacks. But even then, they're pretty good at dodging your magic attacks, so they're just tedious to deal with. Not particularly strong, just tedious. So we're gonna have a lot of fun times with these guys. Most of which you won't be seeing now from now on. But yeah. No fun dealing with them. Now, I mentioned before, I have never seen the movie, but I'm guessing that's like one of the more notable scenes from the movie. It should be fair to mention we're not really following the plotline of the actual movie that well, since we don't get to go to Christmas Town. At least until Kingdom Hearts 2.
Come on!
But yeah, again, it's kind of like how in Atlantica we don't really follow the proper plot movie in that world, but still get to face like the villains and such. It's sort of similar in this world. I probably should go and see the movie for the second game or whatever. Just so I know more about how the plot goes. Maybe too much, you know? And you can kind of see how obnoxious these guys are. They love to put themselves in a position where you just can't reach them. You just have to hope that they'll decide to get yourself closer. And not disappear into existence just when it's the least convenient. The only saver games is to drop a lot of MP orbs so you can get back the mana you probably wasted on them. So we cut out a lot of combat because you have to clear the area of enemies before you can activate this thing. Or at least any enemies nearby that. Very good point. At this point we're about halfway through the world now. So yeah, we probably should have done this a long time ago. But again, well, again, I'm still being I still have a lot to learn about doing Let's Plays and try to make these videos interesting. In the future, these videos should be a lot more enjoyable since I'll be cutting out most of the tedious content. I'm only just going to show off snippets that allow us to check out new areas, like this sewer part here. But once we've seen it all, I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead. Works a lot better from now that I look at it. And oh boy, welcome to Oogiepoogies House.
I knew Oogie Boogie was behind this.
I hope you like awkward jump platforming. There's lots of it here. Also, awkward platforming with annoying enemies, because that's a recipe for delight. And yeah, I cannot get out of here. Did I mention these guys are obnoxious? They are obnoxious. Fortunately, if you fall down, there is a bathtub you can jump onto to get you back to the beginning of the area. You have to clear the enemies though. Now, I don't know about you, but that bathtub looked like it was walking in the air from up there. I didn't really respect how it didn't look like it was actually walking the landscape properly. It just looked like he's looking sideways on the stairs or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so once I show up a little bit more, we can proceed to climb up this massive tower of death and despair. Well, mostly just despair, not much death. Tedium despair is probably more fitting though. This area you're not supposed to go until a lot later, but I just figured I'd show it off. Just so we know where everything about this place is. And in my defense, I'll also try to look for treasures, so I don't have to deal with them later on. There's actually very little treasure chest in this world. I swear there was a lot more when I played this, but oh well. And now if you do need to get back up, you can use that giant hole to get up here.
See ya!
Is it really... Oh yes, the elevators you need to cast fire on, and they start immediately once you cast it, so you most likely won't be able to get on it on time, so to wait for it to come back down. Because game design. I know I'm being really negative, but there's a lot of annoying parts of the world. It's a cool looking world, I admit, and I do like Sora's look. Even though that pumpkin thing in his head is kind of weird, especially it's winking at us. But these enemies and the platforming and how it's they both combined into this place. Yeah, you can see how tedious this world is. No, I'm not a great Kingdom Hearts player, but even the experienced one that can do very well in this world probably find this world extremely tedious. It would have helped a bit better if we actually had Goofy with us, but oh well. I decided to make things harder for myself, and the camera's having a bit of a fit in this area. So that's wonderful. And of course, here we have another enemy who's now being guarded by the tree.
Fire!
You can kind of tell why I like to use the Blizzard spell. Fire is not that great because you kind of just have to hope it hits the thing you want it to hit, and usually it doesn't. Blizzard has a bigger spread and it's more likely to hit anything. I think as long as you hit anything, you still full damage. You don't have to get hit by like multiple bits of the ice spell. So honestly, you're better off just using Blizzard to know what you do.
See ya!
Fortunately, we're at the last part of Tedium, and we'll be able to get to more fun things. Like beating up children! This is great. We get to beat up the little brats who've been causing so much trouble. They're no trouble at all. You can just keep whacking them with your stick and you should be able to take them out one by one without any trouble. They're not very strong and their attacks don't do much damage. And once one of them is down, you don't have to worry about them anymore. They're not going to come back up or whatever.
Sorry.
Jack, that's fine. Stop hitting the poor kid. Actually, it's those kids. Never mind. Hit him as much as you like. Ah, the innocence of youth. Or, you know, the lack thereof. Anywho, all we have to do, after I finish talking to these insufferable brats, is to flip a lever in order to access the area down at the near bottom of the area, where there was this giant green door. Fortunately, these guys are not very subtle and give out what we need to do if you're stuck. Excuse the amount of dialogue, I just want to make sure I'll show off as much of this game as possible for those curious. At least we're cutting down most of the combat so we can do this world in one part, so I think that even sings out. Anywho, down we go. Now be careful jumping down. I got myself stuck in the bottom of the world and had to get back up to the hot bathtub. That was not fun.
You want it? Well then come on over and get it! Ah! Now, let's see if I can get their attention. Oh, hi, boys! This is it? Nobody disrespects me! Nobody!
And here's Oogiepoogies fight. Or more. Oogiepoogies' weird kind of slot machine where it determines what kind of torture will be inflicted upon you before I accidentally press a switch and mess up this battle entirely. What you're supposed to do is wait for Oogiepoogie to activate one of his traps by casting a dice which determines which trap he'll activate, survive the ordeal, wait for the buttons to light up, and light up the button according to the area where Oogiepoogie is currently at. Doing so allows you to trap Oogiepoogie, raise the platform, and reach up to him and start dealing him massive amounts of damage. Oogiepoogie won't attack you, he will only activate these traps to try to harm you. But if you know how to dodge the traps, you can easily avoid them. They're not super powerful either, so they should have no trouble with this boss fight, even on proud mode. I mean, if you can beat Ursula at this point, you should have no trouble at all. And we're about a third way down there. I don't know how many traps there are in here, but 2 of them are shown at least. I think the AI is trying to attack Oogiepoogie, but they can't reach them, so they're just flailing inefficiently. And kind of annoying. Oogiepoogie likes to move around a lot, so you have to be very careful which button you press. But if you're patient, you will eventually be able to find a good spot to press the button and give him a walloping he deserves. Now at this point, the blades are actually jumping, so it makes it a little bit more tricky to avoid them. But for the most part, they're not super difficult.
You can do it!
Thank you, Jack. That encouragement was really necessary. And with that, Oogiepoogie has boogied his last.
Come on!
Sorry. Wonderful.
Huh?
And welcome to Oogiepoogies' second phase, if you can call it that. And like the game has described it, you just have to destroy those dark globs in order to defeat them. Which means we get to do more fun platforming fun. I suppose it's not that bad compared to first time around, because you don't have that many enemies to deal with. And honestly, the enemies are not really that necessary to fight in this area. Your only priority here is to take down the globs and take them out as quickly as possible. Oogiepoogie will try to attack you with the lantern here, which spits fire. But your best bet is just to ignore it and try to avoid it. This place can be a bit awkward to navigate though. But thankfully there's like multiple ways to get up if you really so need to. And the globs aren't really that threatening, you just have to keep batting it. E-blade and you should be gone.
Come on!
And of course your party members are not going to be that useful over this because they'll be probably busy fighting other enemies besides the globs.
Deep freeze!
And then the game decided to shit me out of that thing. Wonderful. And then the enemies decide to fuck over me. Yeah, sorry, that was not fun. I spent a lot of time wasting on those enemies. Again, gargoyles are awful. Avoid them at all costs. But yeah, just keep taking out those globs one after another, and eventually it'll be done and over with. It will be done and over with.
Come on!
I believe that's the final one, so we should be done with this world in a moment. And there we go. Yeah, sure, use the moon to seal the keyhole, why not?
Sally, why didn't I listen to you?
Don't feel bad, Jack. We'll come up with another plan for Halloween. Next time, we'll do it together.
Anyway, that's all she wrote for this world. Just a moment before we finish it off. I have some more people to talk to, but at this point, the video is more or less over. I'm sure you have, kid. I'm sure you have. Well, tough. We have other worlds to visit. See you next time, people.